Sweep the floor yet.
Welcome to Waupun Area Junior Senior High School. Steve Witterhack with you, along with Jeff Sauer on the video streaming, and we are here to bring you Waupun Lady Warrior basketball, the last regular season game of the year for the Waupun Lady Warriors. I see that their opponent tonight, the Verona Wildcats, have a couple more games left, mainly conference games, for them to finish up their conference season in the Big Eight. But Waupun not backing down in their non-conference schedule, and they've got themselves another great game to end the season in non-conference basketball. They've been doing it all season long, and now they brought in the number 8 ranked team in Division I, the Verona Wildcats, coached by Angie Murphy. And we'll talk to Tim Alsma a little bit coming up in a few minutes about his non-conference schedule, where his team's at right now, what he thought about the seedings and the sectional that he has to compete against starting next week when the playoffs start next week for girls basketball. Waupun having a great season, 21-2 on the season, and they, of course, wrapped up things in the East Central Conference with their victory over Kewaskum in their game last week, Friday. Waupun finished at 11-1, Kewaskum 9-2, and Kettle Moraine Lutheran at 8-3 in the conference. Those teams still have one more conference game left, but Waupun has wrapped things up in our conference champs in the East Central Conference. We're going to take about a 3-minute break right now and come back, and we'll have that interview with Tim Alsma. A lot to talk about, a little insight on the team and how the season's going for them, what the future looks like. That's all coming your way in just a few minutes as the Home and Auto Sales pregame show continues live from Waupun High School on RadioPlusInfo.com.
HomeandAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeandAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at HomeandAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the Homan family your first stop at HomeandAuto.com. We make you feel at home at Homan.
Are you missing out on life? Does chronic joint pain prevent you from doing the things you love? I get it. All you think about is pain. This is Dr. Randy Blahoviak with New Medical Center. We have the solution to your problem.
My name is Jim. Came to New Medical for bad knee pain. Before that, I couldn't squat, kneel. I had difficulty getting in my truck. 12 weeks later, things are getting better and improving every day.
Hi there, my name is Steve. I had a lot of pain in my right knee due to arthritis. The results I've experienced have been a lot less pain in my knee. I'm able to walk up and down steps a lot better than I was. I would highly recommend the procedure to anybody that's been talking to an orthopedic surgeon. They wanted to perform a full knee replacement on me, and I thought I'm pretty young for that, so I was looking for other alternatives.
Call New Medical Center for an alternative approach with innovative medicine at 920-249-8757.
Make an impact within your community with Marian University's Bachelor of Social Work program. Experience direct client contact from your very first course, taught by faculty with years of field experience. Apply to Marian University today. Explore the mind and expand yours. With Marian University's Psychology Bachelor's program, experience exciting classes, professional conferences, field placements, and a 93% job placement rate. Apply to Marian University today.
One of the neatest projects and programs that we have that I truly believe in is our 5 cents for the future program. Every time a customer swipes their Bristol Morgan Bank debit card, we donate 5 cents to our scholarship fund, which is administered by the Fond du Lac Area Foundation. And we provide scholarships for local students that are going to 2-year, 4-year school. We're there for up to a 4-year renewable scholarship.
Bristol Morgan Bank. Locations in Oakfield, Fond du Lac, Brandon, and Van Dyne. Log on, bristolmorganbank.com.
Welcome back to our Home and Auto Sales pregame show. Steve Witterhack with you, and I've got Tim Alsma with me, the head coach for the Waupun Lady Warriors, having an unbelievable season, ranked number 1 in the state in Division III, and you guys have not backed down the entire season for teams to play in the non-conference schedule, and the last game that you played during the season is against another ranked team in Division I now with Verona, the Wildcats in town, and just talk about your team right now and how they've been playing lately. I was pretty impressed in the second half of that Kewaskum game.
Yeah, we've had to figure a few things out going all the way back to the Notre Dame game in terms of how we're going to handle late game situations. So situational basketball has really been our focus for the last probably 3 weeks of the season. And like I said, we found ourselves a little bit through the end of the Kettle Moraine Lutheran game. And then Kewaskum on Friday night, I was really pleased with just our good shot selection, good composure, controlling the basketball, controlling the game. And then when it came down to it, we made them play the chase game, foul us, and we knocked free throws down to win it. So we're at a good spot right now mentally, and so tonight's just obviously another great challenge for us. And we want to play some of the best teams, so we can just get ourselves ready to play good basketball at the end of the year.
I've got the Verona Wildcats. They've been to state quite a few times. One state championship in there, I think, and a runner-up in there. So what do you expect to see out of the Wildcats tonight?
Yeah, they're just they're good. I mean, when you look at their size and their athleticism and what they can do just to disrupt you defensively, it's going to be a challenge. It's a little bit of a chess match tonight because they're very well coached on top of it. So they're going to run a little bit of zone defense tonight. I think they're going to run some man. I think they're going to do some face guarding. And so all the things that we've seen throughout the course of the year, but you're just going to be doing it against better athletes. And so it's going to pose a challenge for us, but we're excited to do it.
Yeah, see, the seeding is out already for your bracket for the sectionals, and you've got like 4 teams in the top 5 that are in your sectional. Your thoughts about that bracket and where you guys set on that and the possible opponents coming up?
You got to play with who's ever on your schedule, and that's kind of how we've kind of managed throughout the year. So there's a reason that we've scheduled the non-conference the way it was, because when even before the sectional pairings were shown, we just knew we needed to get better as a team. And I think, as you look at Prairie du Chien, you look at Edgerton and Edgewood and Kewaskum and the fight that's going to be in front of us, we're excited for it. We're certainly not going to back down, and I think our girls are going to be in a good mental state.
Well, Coach, you've been fun to watch this year, and I'm really looking for a nice long run in the playoffs. So good luck tonight against the Wildcats.
Hey, thanks a lot. We're looking forward to it.
Tim Alsma, head coach of the Waupun Warriors, joining us, and we'll continue with more of our pregame show coming your way in just a few minutes on RadioPlusInfo.com.
Saputo USA, just outside of Waupun, is hiring. Saputo has full-time benefit-eligible career opportunities available in their Alto facility. Competitive pay starting at over $21 per hour, benefits, and more. 8 and 12-hour shifts. Apply today and join one of the best growing companies. Apply at Saputo.com or stop in on Highway EE in Alto, just outside of Waupun. Saputo Cheese is an equal opportunity employer.
Steve with us here, the Other Bar, Main Street, Waupun. Steve, we invite people to stop on by, get some of these great lunch specials, get some soups on special too this week.
Absolutely. Good soups that Sarah makes in the kitchen, different ones every week. Not quite sure what she's going to make from time to time, but check that out. We're going to have some hot beef, turkey, and pork sandwiches like we always do, and then some different specials we're running during the week. Changes from day to day. Stop in, check out what we got.
What time do you open up?
11 o'clock every day. Kitchen closes at 9 o'clock every night, so stop down. We'll have food for you all day long.
What about the fish fry coming up on Friday? Should we still be ordering that early?
It doesn't hurt to call in early on those fish fries. We'll take orders starting at 11 o'clock. I know that times people want to call around 5 o'clock, and we get an hour and a half out sometimes on carryout. So if you're trying to get your food a little earlier, try calling a little earlier in the day, and you might have a better shot at getting in.
Pizzas? You make these pizzas delicious here, too.
Absolutely. Did a ton of pizzas last week, so homemade pizzas made with a beer crust, something different, so come check it out.
Steve with us here, the Other Bar, Main Street, Waupun. Thank you, sir.
Have a great week.
Dentistry of Wisconsin has exciting news to share. They have officially moved into their brand new office in Waupun, and they have completely remodeled their Beaver Dam office too. Both offices featuring new state-of-the-art equipment and a relaxing and comforting environment. The Waupun office is now at 412 Shaler Drive, conveniently located off Highway 151. Dentistry of Wisconsin, where your smile is their business.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Wisconsin.
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Green Bay football players in Fond du Lac. After select Packer games during the 2021 season, fans can get up close and personal with the Pack. Ask player questions, get autographs, win preferred seats to the game plan when you sign up at Raise TV and Appliance. To win the best seats in the house, follow 95 and 96.1 The Rock on Facebook and share the graphic. Have a shot at $1,000 when you play the Camera Casino Photo Finish Contest. All at the Home and Auto Game Plan presented by Midwest Overhead Door. This football season at Fat Joe's. Get schedule information at 961therock.com.
And we are back at Waupun Area Junior Senior High School. Steve Witterhack with you on the play-by-play. Jeff Sauer here taking care of the video streaming. And we'll be doing that all the rest of this season, all the postseason games. We will be here to bring you those games, and hopefully it's a long run for these Waupun Lady Warriors, who are ranked number 1 in Division III. They got challenged, though, this last week, Friday, in a game against Kewaskum. You knew that they were going to come out with some kind of plan against Waupun, and they executed it pretty well. Waupun not playing as good a defense as Coach Tim Alsmith thought they should be in that ball game, and they kind of corrected that at halftime and came out great in the second half. But they trailed 24-23 at halftime in that ball game. Doesn't seem like a lot, but this is a team they beat by over 20 points the last time they met. But Waupun totally shut them down. They've been kind of hanging their hat on defense this season so far, and they only gave up 10 points in the second half to Kewaskum, outscored them 25-10, and Waupun comes up with a 48-34 victory against Kewaskum, which is a team that you could see in the sectional semifinal. They're in the other part of the bracket that they have in Division III, and we'll kind of go through that a little bit later, too, during the game. Abby Alsman, 19 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Cale Peterson, nice first half, but an even better second half. 20 points in the ball game for her and 8 rebounds, just owning the boards and blocking shots, and just a great performance by Cale Peterson. But again, Waupun comes up with a 48-34 victory at home against Kewaskum to wrap things up in the East Central Conference. For the Verona Wildcats, ranked number 8 in Division I. They are right now sitting in the second place behind Sun Prairie, a team they split with during the season. And they have a couple teams that are top-notch teams that they lost to early in the season, but beat them the second time they played. So an improving team, even though a diminished team by injuries. They're hurting right now, and a lot of players not in there. But they've won 14 of their last 15 games. Right now we're sitting in second place behind Sun Prairie, about a game back from them at 13-3. And Janesville Craig right on their heels at 12-4. And their last, I think I had that written down, who they played last. They don't put in any stats really, as it's I guess it's top secret over in Verona with the teams over there. They didn't even want us to really do the video streaming tonight and keep that on, or maybe take it off and erase it right away. It's pretty secretive with their team, but they've had 5 state appearances since 2008. They were the runner-up that year, 2016 state champions, and they've won, like I said, 14 of their last 15 games. Great opponent for Waupun to play going into the playoffs. We're going to take another break and come back with the beginning of tonight's game. Non-conference wrapping up the regular season for Waupun, taking on the Wildcats of Verona. And we'll have the starting lineups and the beginning of tonight's game coming your way in just a few minutes on RadioPlusSports.com.
Are you missing out on life? Does chronic joint pain prevent you from doing the things you love? I get it. All you think about is pain. This is Dr. Randy Blahoviak with New Medical Center. We have the solution to your problem.
My name is Mary, and I was treated at the New Medical Center for knee pain. I couldn't walk long distances, stand up from a chair easily, or do stairs well. Now I can do all of these things and walk 2 miles.
Hi, my name is Linda. I was treated at the New Medical Center for pain in both of my knees, and it has made a huge difference. I couldn't walk up the stairs. I couldn't get up and down easily off the floor after playing with my grandkids. Getting up off the couch at night was difficult. Now I can do all of that. Right now I have no pain in my knees. I would definitely recommend this procedure to anybody who has pain in their knees, and I would recommend that you do it sooner rather than later.
Call New Medical Center for an alternative approach with innovative medicine at 920-249-8757.
HomeandAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeandAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at HomeandAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the Homan family your first stop at HomeandAuto.com. We make you feel at home at Homan.
Steve with us here, the other bar, Main Street, Waupun. Steve, we invite people to stop on by, get some of these great lunch specials, get some soups on special too this week.
Absolutely. Good soups that Sarah makes in the kitchen. different ones every week. Not quite sure what she's going to make from time to time, but check that out. We're going to have some hot beef, turkey, and pork sandwiches like we always do, and then some different specials we're running during the week. Changes from day to day. Stop in, check out what we got.
What time do you open up?
11 o'clock every day. Kitchen closes at 9 o'clock every night, so stop down. We'll have food for you all day long.
What about the fish fry coming up on Friday? Should we still be ordering that early?
It doesn't hurt to call in early on those fish fries. We'll take orders starting at 11 o'clock. I know that times people want to call around 5 o'clock, and we get an hour and a half out sometimes on carryout. So if you're trying to get your food a little earlier, try calling a little earlier in the day, and you might have a better shot at getting in.
Pizzas? You make these pizzas delicious here, too.
Absolutely. Did a ton of pizzas last week, so homemade pizzas made with a beer crust, something different, so come check it out.
Steve with us here at the Other Bar, Main Street, Waupun. Thank you, sir.
Have a great week.
We educate tomorrow's heroes today. Developed by the area's best nurses, your acceptance into Marian University's BSN program will allow you to take nursing courses in your sophomore year. Apply to Marian University today. In each community, forensic scientists crack the toughest cases. With Marian University's Forensic Science Bachelor's program, learn from industry-experienced faculty within a hands-on crime scene lab. Apply to Marian University today.
Welcome back, and we are ready for some girls basketball action. Excited for this game. So out on the calendar, circled it like so many of their games that we got to and cover for them this entire season for the Lady Warriors, sitting at 21-2 on the season, conference champs in the ECC, and they will be starting Naomi Alsma, 5'5" senior, averaging over 5 points a game, 40% from behind the arc. Abby Alsma, their scoring leader, almost 21 points a game, 47% three-point shooter, a 5'9" senior. Gabby Matamoros is a 6-foot senior, averaging 7 points a game. Gracie Gopal in the human highlight film out there, 9 points a game, 38% three-point shooter, and she is a 5'2" sophomore, does so much other things besides scoring for them on this team. Kale Peterson, she's the beast inside, 17.2 points a game, about 10 rebounds a game. She is a 6'1" sophomore. Take a look at the starting lineups now for the Verona Wildcats, coached by Angie Murphy. 17-4 on the season, 13-3 in the Big 8 conference. They'll be starting Abby Rupp now, a 5'4" junior, averaging 8 points a game. Regan Briggs is a 5'9" sophomore. Paige Lamb, averaging 13 points a game, a 6'2" junior. Anna Nielsen is a 5'10" senior, averaging 7.5 points a game. And Megan Murphy, he is a 5'7" junior, averaging 13 points a game. And we are just about ready to go here in Waupun. It's been some pretty good crowds that have been really growing as we went along. Maybe not as many people from Verona, but I see that kind of filled in just a little bit. With the Kewaskum game last week, we had quite a few people from Kewaskum here. That really filled in the opposing fan side. But again, a pretty decent crowd here to watch the Waupun Lady Warriors, and hopefully they fill this place up when they play in the postseason, which will start coming up next week, Friday. Is when they will start their first game because they get a bye the first round. Some of these players familiar with each other. I know Kim Alsma is familiar with a few of the players from Verona because through the AAU circuit, and so these players, I saw a few of them talking and kind of laughing out there a little bit. Tip is won by Verona, and here we go. We are underway in Waupun. Anna Nielsen gets it, get it down in the right corner, down into Abby Rupp now. Back on top with it is Reagan Briggs. I saw her handling the ball. That should be a good matchup with her and possibly being covered by, well, right now she's being covered by Naomi Alsma. They get the ball out on the side. Like I said, depleted team injury-wise, and they're going to lob it inside. That's knocked away by Gabby Matamoros, but back in the hands of the Wildcats. Reagan Briggs gets it. They're trying to look to try to find that player inside if they can. Not sure. They don't have any stats as far as just how many points a game people score, so you can really tell who's the outside shooters, who's the bangers inside with the rebound stats. That one is no good. Rebound inside, put up and no good. The rebound and put back attempt by Paige Lamb. 6'2" player inside, but a couple of great opportunities missed. And man-to-man defense being applied now by the Wildcats. So that should be a good matchup. A little turnaround 5-footer up and in. Kale Peterson looked pretty nonchalant with that. Just rose above her defender and put it in. Waupun gets the first points, leading 2-0 on your new medical integrated healthcare scoreboard. And this game He is our Saputo Cheese Game of the Week here at Waupun High School. Verona with the basketball going against Waupun, kind of, well, they're in a man right now, kind of sliding around like they were 2-3 for a while, but that's just where the people are guarding. Waupun does a good job guarding that perimeter when they have to. And I know they're really trying to look to get that ball inside, and a foul and putting it up and in. Nice job getting into Paige Lamb, the 6'2 junior. Looks like every pass they have in the perimeter, looking into her, it's like that's the person they want to get it into, and they did. She makes the shot, she gets fouled, and to the free throw line to shoot one is Paige Lamb. Not sure what kind of free throw shooter she is because they didn't have those stats in the book. So in front of the rim, no good, and Waupun gets it. Abby Olsma comes up with a rebound for the Lady Warriors. So we are tied at 2 apiece, almost 2 minutes into the ball game. Well, glad you're joining us here and watching the video streaming. Steve Winterhack along with Jeff Sauer doing the video streaming. We got, what are they supposed to go on the chat? The YouTube chat, if you want to let us know that you're out there, and we'll maybe making a few mentions during the game. And a little lob pass by Naomi Alsma, a little out of sync with that one as the defender had a hand on the ball for a while, trying to get to Mata Morris along the right side, but throws it over her head and out of bounds. And Tim Alsma telling the girls what they did wrong on that, what went wrong for them. So Tim's done a great job, and must be quite the dinner table conversations. You got 3 daughters on one team, the 2 senior, the twins with Abby and Naomi, and then you got the freshman Lydia, who's also on the varsity too and getting major minutes. So it must be, I wonder if he stops his coaching at that time or if they keep on discussing it when they're just around the house. We're all tied at 2 apiece, 2.5 minutes into the ball game. And like I said, they're trying to get that ball inside if they can over to Lamb, and Bond's been doing good getting hands in the faces of the three-point looking players out there. And the ball's going to go off the hands, possibly of Paige Lamb, and it'll be Waupun basketball. Great defense by both teams so far. See if Waupun can get something going offensively. Almost 3 minutes into the ball game. Bringing you the game from the Waupun Equipment Company broadcast booth, right high above the court here in Waupun, but a great place to call the game. Don't have a bleacher in front of you at all. Look inside, nothing there. Getting it to get up to Gopalin. Goes up and a little fake to the right. Oh, then gets blocked by Lamb, but Waupun gets the ball back, and then another block by Lamb, and Matamoros puts it up and in. Nice job to stay with it by Waupun's Gabby Matamoros. Lamb with a couple of blocks, but she finally gets it back and gets it in on the putback. 4-2 in favor of Waupun. Yeah, Lamb, she's a beast inside. She's going to change some shots and take away some inside stuff. So I think Waupun with Gabby on her, she might need a little help once in a while. They might have to double team her down low. Wildcats with the ball. Ruppno almost throwing the ball away, and then Abby also trying to get out of the way after she knew she wasn't going to get the ball, but just her momentum just taking her right into Verona's Megan Murphy. And it'll be a foul on Abby. And getting the ball out near half court will be the Wildcats. Forgot to ask Coach Murphy if this is her daughter out there with Megan. I'm just guessing she kind of looks like, you can tell she looks, definitely could be her daughter. A little drive to the basket is no good, and the shot attempt by Anna Nielsen. Waupun goes the other way. Wildcats get back. Abby Alsma gets the ball into Gabby Matamoros, and she puts it in. Beautiful job there by Abby Alsma. Drawing a couple players on her and then flicking it underneath the basket right into Gabby on the right side of the basket. She puts it in. Waupun leading now 6-2. It's early lead in the ball game. A little over 4 minutes into the game now. Emily Jensen, a freshman on the court. And like I said, they've got about 4 girls that were on their lineup that are crossed off. And that's going to go off the hands of the driving Regan Briggs. Waupun's going to get it back. So another replacement player coming in. We got Tamaya Ellis, a 5'10 sophomore coming in, and I think we've got a timeout. Back in 30 seconds with more Waupun Lady Warrior basketball on RP Sports.
One of the neatest projects and programs that we have that I truly believe in is our 5 cents for the future program. Every time a customer swipes their Bristol Morgan Bank debit card, we donate 5 cents to our scholarship fund, which is administered by the Fond du Lac Area Foundation. And we provide scholarships for local students that are going to 2-year, 4-year school. We're there for up to a 4-year renewable scholarship.
Bristol Morgan Bank. Locations in Oakfield, Fond du Lac, Brandon, and Van Dyne. Log on, bristolmorganbank.com.
We are back at Waupun Area Junior Senior High School. Both teams kind of feeling each other out right now. We really haven't got any kind of flow in the game yet, but Waupun has opened up a 6-2 lead. The Wildcats had some opportunities, missing a couple shots and putback shots in one of their first trips down the court. Waupun with the basketball now in a 6-2 lead. Naomi Alsma has it, dribbles off to her right near top of the key, keeps on going down the lane. Gets it over to Kale Peterson. And she'll bring it in by the free throw line. And some pretty good defense by the Wildcats. Like I said, they won 13 of their last 14 games. In some of the games they won in these last 4 or 5 games or against teams that they actually lost to the first time they met them in conference play, like Sun Prairie, who's ahead in that conference right now in the Big 8. So an improved team, and little lob pass to Kale Peterson inside. That one is knocked away. Nice job, Regan Briggs going up. Could throw a little higher to Kale. She's 6'1" and had a much shorter player inside with Briggs at 5'9". Briggs has it, dribbles off to her right. Back out on top with it is Emily Jensen. Back to Briggs. And long three up on a little catch and shoot. That is no good. Back to Briggs. She'll launch up a three. That was in line, but came up a little short. And Gabby Matamoros gets the rebound for Waupun. Kale Peterson brings it up top of the key. Thought about shooting a three, but Briggs closed in on her in a hurry. Gabby's got it down in the right corner. They've done their scouting. They know not to they don't really have to guard Gabby out. She is 1 for 1. She's 100% from the three-point range. Long three being put up by Peterson. Rims out, no good. And a rebound now in the hands of Emily Jensen. Briggs with it out in the outside, little spin off to her left, and then gets it back out on top. Megan Murphy with it, a little look inside, and it's going to come up short on the shot. A little off balance, trying to get that one in was their big player Lamb inside, and then on the other way, drawing the foul is Kale Peterson. Briggs challenges her. 5'9's not going to back down for Waupun 6'1 out there, but she gets called for the foul on that trip down the court, and going to the free throw line to shoot a pair will be Kale Peterson. First foul on the Wildcats. Kale's free throw is up, and it is good. 3 points in the game for her. Celia Tooney coming in. Naomi Alsma checking in. Now for Waupun. Gabby Matamoros will sit down. Free throw front of the rim, no good on the second one. And Waupun now leading 7-2. Wildcats with the basketball and trailing Waupun by 5. Like I said, Waupun doing a good day. Lob it inside again, and that one overshoots the player inside. So that is turnover again. Trying to overshoot the big, trying to get it into her whenever they can. They've tried numerous times. Now that one is an errant pass, too high for her inside, even the long arms of that 6'2 player. So Peterson with it, dribbles along the right side, spins off, and looking right at Lamb. So you're not going to shoot that shot. Get it over, trying to find a three-point shooter along the perimeter, but they're covered all the way around. Gabby Alsma has it, goes in the lane, little up and under, puts it up, gets it blocked. Celia Tooney gets a rebound, back over to Abby Alsma. Very aware of her. Here's Naomi Alsma with a three-point attempt, and that one is no good. And getting the rebound is Maya Ellis. Gives it up to Murphy, passes it down to the right side. Three-pointer on the way now from Jensen, rims in and out. And Lamb with a rebound. She misses again inside. And got a toe in the line a little bit there as Kale Peterson to bring it in. But a lot of missed opportunities for Lamb, and they'll start going in. Waupun has got to try to limit those looks at all because those are looks that normally I believe she puts those in. Peterson along turns up with about an 8-footer, and that bounces a couple times off the rim and no good. Lamb gets the rebound, gives it up to Murphy to push it up now for the Wildcats. Murphy dribbles off to her left. And back over to Reagan Briggs. A little drive and comes up a little short, puts it back up. And that one spills off the other side of the rim, but she gets fouled on the shot. To the free throw line to shoot 2 will be Reagan Briggs. Okay. The first free throw by Briggs is up, and it is good. Bounces high off the rim. Murphy coming in and sitting down now will be the big girl Paige Lamb, so that might change their look a little bit, more of a running team. And I was talking to Coach Angie Murphy. She said that one of her main players that's not playing tonight, Taylor Stremlow, I think she had a broken foot early in the season, just out for the season. Next free throw's up, no good, and getting the rebound is Abby Alsma. But she said with her gone, that changed everything that they did, was kind of centered around here. So they had to totally change what they did. And Peterson gets the ball tied up and goes down, and coming up with it are the Wildcats. Briggs get it, going along the left side, double team, back out on top. Rupp now with a three-point attempt, a little too strong, and getting the rebound is Gracie Gopalin. Gets it out over to Abby Alsma along the left side. She's double teamed. They're doing a good job closing in on her from getting too many looks from outside. Well, she's even shot a shot, I don't think, from outside. More of a shot in the game. Celia Tooney getting it out to Gopalin. Kind of broke the ankle of the player out there. Rupp now. It goes to the rack with it, overlays it, and getting the weak side rebound is Maya Ellis. Wildcats pushing it up now. Briggs three-pointer away on the left side. That's no good. I'm feeling those sometimes more often go in for them during games. Abby Alsma goes up, three-point look is no good. And Celia Tooney goes up, tries to knock the ball away from the would-be rebounder. But a little reaching over the back and her attempt to do that. Good effort, though, by Celia Tooney. That is definitely the coach's daughter because she looks almost exactly like her mom, the head coach, I'm guessing. With Megan Murphy out there. So Wildcats with the basketball. 7-3, kind of a sluggish start for both teams. Pont's been stuck at 7 now for a few minutes. Under 9 to play, over halfway through this first half of action. Drive, and that's going to be a defensive foul. They're going to call that on Gracie Gopalin. Maybe she was too far underneath the basket. I don't know. She was definitely planted there well before she began to jump. She had her spot picked. Just a couple of Waupun girls there, but foul's going to be called on Gracie. First free throw is up, and that is nothing but net on the free throw attempt by Anna Nielsen. And don't forget, we'll have all of the Waupun Lady Warrior basketball games, the Waupun boys games, whatever game we do in the postseason, we're going to be there with our video streaming. Give you some top-notch coverage here. So looking forward to working with Jeff Sauer and getting Randy back here from Florida. He was going to try to maybe come back, and I said, Randy, no, you stay down in Paradise, dude. There's no reason to come back yet, and we don't really probably have a game until next week, Friday possibly. Three-pointer up on the left side, no good from Gracie. So he's in sunny Florida right now. There's people down there probably in bed already. They're an hour ahead of us in the retirement villages. They shut her down early. Murphy kicks it out right side over to Rupp now. She'll launch one up, and there's the three that finally goes for them. Pond trailing now by a score of 8-7. Pull up 15-footer, rims out, no good. Well, Pond can't find their range. Here goes Gopalin. Gets it over to Tooney. Not exactly a shooter for the Waupun Lady Warriors. Lydia Alsma will put one up. That's a little too strong. And getting the rebound will be the Wildcats' Maya Ellis. Murphy will launch one from way downtown. I think that got partially blocked. Good save, though, by Ellis. Back in the hands now of Rupp now in the lane. Ellis has it along the right side. Back on the top. Rupp now with another three-point attempt. It's up. It is good. And just like that, Waupun is now trailing 11-7. We're going to take a break, be back in just 30 seconds with more Lady Warrior basketball on RP Sports.
Dentistry of Wisconsin has exciting news to share. They have officially moved into their brand new office in Waupun, and they have completely remodeled their Beaver Dam office too. Both offices featuring new state-of-the-art equipment and a relaxing and comforting environment. The Waupun office is now at 412 Shaler Drive, conveniently located off Highway 151. Dentistry of Wisconsin, where your smile is their business.
Well, I can start seeing some of the reasons why the Wildcats, even though they're depleted, they've got a very good defensive team. They're taking away almost anything that Waupun has had success doing during the season, challenging everything from outside. Matter of fact, more than challenging, it's stopping it from even being shot from outside. And they go after rebounds pretty hard, too. Now they've drilled a couple threes, and I can see maybe they're a little more proficient at shooting three-point shots. Here goes Peterson along the right side. Goes right against the big girl, Paige Lamb, and powers it up there and in and gets fouled. So Lamb's going to pick up another foul. That's just her first one, team's second. So Kale Peterson to the free throw line now for Waupun. Trying to complete the three-point play, and she does. Waupun back within a point now, trailing 11-10. 7:06 and counting down here in the first half of action. And just another good tune-up game for Waupun, playing against a tough team, because they're going to be playing against some tough teams, especially in sectionals. If they make it that far, going to get inside to the big girl, and gets partially blocked by Gabby Matamoros. Definitely let them play inside on both teams. Paige Lamb with that shot attempt. There you see Gopal gets it down along the post and kind of going out a little ways away from the basket is Peterson. And she gets it blocked. Boy, she is a nice player as Lamb. And then we've got another foul called on Waupun as the Wildcats are bringing it up the court. Yeah, it's just nice to have one of those stoppers inside where it just kind of takes away the inside game for your team, and that's what's been making things difficult. Peterson's been trying to force the issue in there a little bit. Had some success, but also has had some blocked. Paige Lamb, a nice player, 6'2" junior. Murphy pitches it up to the right side over to Briggs, too strong. Lamb with a weak side rebound, overlays it. And nice job by Naomi Olsman to take the ball away from Lamb. And here goes Gracie Gopalin along the right side for Waupun. Gopalin will bring it back near half court to set things up for Waupun. And Naomi Olsen will kick it out a little off mark to her sister Lydia. Back out to Gracie again. A nice, beautiful look by Gracie. Breaks an ankle on the way of one of the Wildcat players and then draws the defense to her and finds Gabby Matamoros all alone. Long three up for Murphy. Coach's kid, a lot of time in the gym. Buries one from way downtown. Matamoros with 6 points, and she's got to pick up the slack for Waupun, which she's done so far. Matamoros gets the rebound, gets it kind of stripped out of her hands, and scrambled for the ball, and Gracie comes in and gets it, and then a timeout called after she gets it. Great hustle by Gracie Gopalin. And we are going to take a minute break and be back with more Lady Warrior basketball after this on RP Sports.
Are you missing out on life? Does chronic joint pain prevent you from doing the things you love? I get it. All you think about is pain. This is Dr. Randy Blahoviak with New Medical Center. We have the solution to your problem.
My name is Mary, and I was treated at the New Medical Center for knee pain. I couldn't walk long distances, stand up from a chair easily, or do stairs well. Now I can do all of these things and walk 2 miles.
Hi, my name is Linda. I was treated at the New Medical Center for pain in both of my knees, and it has made a huge difference. I couldn't walk up the stairs. I couldn't get up and down easily off the floor after playing with my grandkids. Getting up off the couch at night was difficult. Now I can do all of that. Right now I have no pain in my knees. I would definitely recommend this procedure to anybody who has pain in their knees, and I would recommend that you do it sooner rather than later.
Call New Medical Center for an alternative approach with innovative medicine at 920-249-8757.
We are back, and like I said, see every bit of the Wildcats and what they do well, even without some of their star players, and that it changed the whole makeup of the team and what they do. Waupun hanging in there, though. They're only down by 2, 14-12. Lydia Alsma with a three-point attempt is no good, and chasing it out of bounds. And finally, good job that Gabby Matamoros at least got a fingertip on it because of that chased Abby Rupp now close to the end line off her fingertips and out of bounds. Waupun will get it back. Yeah, they're doing a good job. Maybe Abby had a little chance right there. She wanted to launch up a three, but didn't feel comfortable with it. Back up to Gracie Gopal up on top and going in strong. And they're letting them play, like I said. Here goes Peterson, gets the ball, puts it, overlays it. Didn't gather it back in her left hand, and a little showtime with that one, or that's all she could do, and overlays it. That would have tied up the ball game upon trailing 14-12, and we're sitting at 4.5 minutes and counting down in the ball game. Goes Murphy, kicks it out right side to Briggs for the Wildcats. Goes Ellis back out on top in the hands of Nielsen. Again, back to Briggs, a little hesitation, takes it in the lane, back out in the corner with it now is Rupp now. Naomi Alsma getting ready to check in for Waupun. Rupp now has it, goes in the lane, and back out on top with it is Ellis. Being very patient this trip down the court. Long three again, up. That is no good on the shot. And we have a little foul, looks like possibly, I'm just guessing here, on Anna Nielsen. And the rebound attempt for Gabby Matamoros. That is exactly on Nielsen. That is her first and the team's third only. They do a good job then. Set a lot of blocks down low and tying balls up and stealing the ball and not getting calls. So only 3 fouls on the Wildcats. Gracie Gopalin brings it up now for Waupun. Under 4 to play in the first half. Trailing by 2, 14-12. Abby Alsma goes up, and she's going to draw a foul on their big girl. It's good to racking a few up on her. This should probably be her second foul. Paige Lamb. Good job using her body and going right at Lamb and getting the body contact. Missed the shot, but 2 free throws for Waupun's Abby Alsma. Abby's first free throw is good. Anna Nielsen checks back in, and Lamb will sit down with her 2 fouls. I'd love to see her get a third foul before half, but maybe that might be the last we see her in this half. And Abby's next free throw is also good. This is her first 2 points of the ball game. They're doing a good job on Abby. But Abby's doing a good job making things happen there and some assists. Here goes Briggs from the corner. That's going to rim out no good. And Lydia Alsma gets the rebound, gets over to Gracie Gopal, and to push it up now for Waupun. Looking for someone to get it to and maybe get some points. And then a blocking foul called on Rupp now. Gracie might look sweet and innocent out there, but Joe, she kind of put her head down a little bit, went right into Rupp now. And Rupp now thought maybe that was possibly a charge just pushing off, but now the official says that was a foul on Rupp now. Had to call something at it, and that's what Gracie forced on that call. We are tied at 14 apiece. Waupun with a basketball. Abby Alsma has it out on top, gets it down along that right block over to Peterson. She gets in lane. It was working against Ellison. She does a good job by keeping her spot. Lydia Alsma will throw one up from about 16 feet out. The contribution from the freshman, Lydia Alsma from Little Sister. Waupun will lead back now, 16-14. And it'll drive to the basket is no good, and Alsma kind of gets in her hands and flicks it off over to Gracie Gopal, and pushing it up now for the Lady Warriors. Another three-pointer on the way now by Lydia Alsma, and she buries it. Lydia making her presence known now. Little sister wants some out there too and getting it. 19-14 now in favor of Waupun. Nice little last 30 seconds. And answered by Abby Rupp now. 3 threes in the ball game. Got to have a hand in her face. She's only 5'4", but man, she can launch them. And she's 3 threes in the ball game. She missed a few earlier. That's no good on the shot in the corner by Abby Alsma. And then we have a foul on the rebound attempt. And right now, Wildcats racking up some fouls. And they're going to call that on Megan Murphy, just her first. And both teams sitting at 6 fouls. Now that kind of evened itself out after the last minute or so here. Oh, opportunity. Had Peterson alone on that left side of the basket and get it back into her now. Working against Ellis. Back out on top over to Abby Alsma. Thought about maybe a step back 3, but takes it in the lane and kicks it out right side to Lydia Alsma. Feeling it right now. Nash, she gets another one. Hitting her last 3 shots for her 8 points in this ball game. And Waupun opens up a 5-point lead, leading now 22-17. And a three-point attempt up, and another answer immediately by Anna Nielsen this time. Her first three gives her 5 points in the ball game. Things have really picked up in the last minute and a half here. Now 22-20. So Randy Billy jumping off his chair at home along with Roxy. Oh, a nice pass, and they find Lydia, and then she misses the close one. Couple threes and a 16-footer, and then misses one point-blank range. Another three-pointer on the way. That is too strong. Waupun will get the rebound. Yeah, they've got some girls definitely the green light to shoot some three-point shots for Verona. Abby Alsma gets it over to her sister Lydia. Gives it up and gets it over to Naomi. All three of the sisters have touched the ball in the last few passes here. Step back, that's a two-point shot. So their foot on just inside the three-point arc and buried by Abby Alsma. Now with 4 points in the game, Waupun leading 24-20. 1:10 and counting down here in the first half. Teams going at it pretty good out here. A couple of nice teams going at it. And like I said, taking on a team, and then a nice job. Lydia also doing it all now. Gets a steal, gets it up to her sister Abby. Dribbles along the left side, back on top with us Gracie Gopal, and finds Lydia again. She'll launch up another three. That is no good. And that is chased down by Emily Jensen. Gives it up, and they're going to push it down the left side. Murphy's got it. She'll put it up from way downtown. And using her arm to get herself down about 15 feet from the basket, but a little strong on her shot. Right now, one shot being yelled out by Tim Alsma with his team leading by 4-20. 30 seconds and counting down here in the first half of action. And the Wildcats just willing to sit back and let Waupun run the clock down and just not let them get anything inside. Gracie kind of patrolling over near half court. We're down to 12 seconds left. Waupun leading 24-20. Gracie Gopalin has it again. And find someone, if he can find Abby, a drive to the basket, and that's going to be a little shove by Rupp now, I think, on her way to the basket. And with 3.6 seconds left, Gracie Gopalin goes to the free throw line looking for her first points in the ball game, but she has done so much this game. Doesn't need to score, set up her teammates, put on some pretty good dribbling exhibitions out there, and Abby Rupp now has almost had her ankles broken a couple times out there with just those little crossover moves, and pretty impressive. Free throw off the front of the rim and no good. So a shot at the buzzer is up front of the rim and no good from Reagan Briggs. And Waupun takes a 25-20 lead into the locker room. What a great first half of action. We're going to take a 3-minute break and come back and talk about the first half. Waupun leading right now 25-20 on your new medical integrated healthcare scoreboard. Back after this on RP Sports.
Make an impact within your community with Marian University's Bachelor of Social Work program. Experience direct client contact from your very first course, taught by faculty with years of field experience. Apply to Marian University today. Explore the mind and expand yours. With Marian University's Psychology Bachelor's program, experience exciting classes, professional conferences, field placements, and a 93% job placement rate. Apply to Marian University today.
Are you missing out on life? Does chronic joint pain prevent you from doing the things you love? I get it. All you think about is pain. This is Dr. Randy Blahoviak with New Medical Center. We have the solution to your problem.
My name's Gary. I had arthritis really bad in my right knee over 3 months ago. Couldn't really do anything, couldn't do stairs, just simple stuff. And now I can do things I couldn't do before. I can climb stairs, walk, anything. My spine's better. And my personal opinion is you're a fool not to get this done.
Hi, my name is Joni. I came here because I needed a new knee, but I didn't want to go through all that surgery and everything. I'm very pleased with it. And the reason I did it because I couldn't go up and down stairs very well. I couldn't work too long hours and had a hard time getting in and out of the car. I had to lift my knee up. And now I can do all those things. And I have no pain, and I would recommend it to everyone, and I have.
Call New Medical Center for an alternative approach with innovative medicine at 920-249-8757.
Steve with us here, the other bar, Main Street, Waupun. Steve, we invite people to stop on by, get some of these great lunch specials, get some soups on special too this week.
Absolutely. Good soups that Sarah makes in the kitchen. Different ones every week. Not quite sure what she's going to make from time to time, but check that out. We're going to have some hot beef, turkey, and pork sandwiches like we always do, and then some different specials we're running during the week. Changes from day to day. Stop in, check out what we got.
What time do you open up?
11 o'clock every day. Kitchen closes at 9 o'clock every night, so stop down. We'll have food for you all day long.
What about the fish fry coming up on Friday? Should we still be ordering that early?
It doesn't hurt to call in early on those fish fries. We'll take orders starting at 11 o'clock. I know that times people want to call around 5 o'clock, and we get an hour and a half out sometimes on carryout. So if you're trying to get your food a little earlier, try calling a little earlier in the day, and you might have a better shot at getting in.
Pizzas? You make these pizzas delicious here, too.
Absolutely. Did a ton of pizzas last week, so homemade pizzas made with a beer crust, something different, so come check it out.
Steve with us here, the other bar, Main Street, Waupun. Thank you, sir.
Have a great week.
One of the neatest projects and programs that we have that I truly believe in is our 5 cents for the future program. Every time a customer swipes their Bristol Morgan Bank debit card, we donate 5 cents to our scholarship fund, which is administered by the Fond du Lac Area Foundation. And we provide scholarships for local students that are going to 2-year, 4-year school. We're there for up to a 4-year renewable scholarship.
Bristol Morgan Bank. Locations in Oakfield, Fond du Lac, Brandon, and Van Dyne. Log on, bristolmorganbank.com.
Yeah, we are back in Waupun. Nice finish by Waupun. The last few minutes kind of got stuck on 7 there for a while. Had the lead early. Wildcats played some great defense, made Waupun work for everything. And Waupun got a little bit of a deficit, but came back. Some nice shooting, especially by Lydia Alsma in the last few minutes. She didn't have anything till there was about 8 points she got in the last few minutes, and really helped Waupun take a lead, and her sister also Abby getting a few points there towards the end. 25-20 at halftime. Waupun leading the number 8 ranked team in Division I, the Wildcats of Verona. Great first half of action here. Let's take a look at action, points here for Waupun. They were led by Lydia Alsma, the freshman, with 8 points. Those 2 3-point baskets and a field goal. They missed a lay-in just after she did that. Even their 2-point basket was from about 16, 17 feet out. A couple players with 6 points. Gabby Mata-Morris getting some nice feeds from her teammate inside. And a putback basket, Kale Peterson. She had a couple field goals and a couple free throws. She ends up with 6 points, 4 points for Abby Alsma. Held down well below her average of about 10 points a half in the first half, but did so many other good things out there defensively and feeding your teammates out there. And Gracie Gopalin, again, having herself a heck of a great first half. Some highlight reel ankle breakers out there, and ends up with just 1 point. But like I said, she does so much more on the court for the Lady Warriors. For the Verona Wildcats, they were led in the first half by Abby Ruppnow, the 5'4 junior. 3 threes. She had 9 points. 5 points for Anna Nielsen. She had a couple free throws and a 3-point basket. Megan Murphy with a long-range 3-point bomb. And 2 points for Paige Lamb and 1 for Reagan Briggs. I tell you, Paige Lamb had some opportunities inside to put the ball up and in, and just missed some point-blank shots in the ball game. So, again, they've had some opportunities early to maybe get a few more points on the board. But, Waupun making them change a few shots. They've got our great game inside, too. So that definitely changes things for the Wildcats inside, make you rush some shots a little bit. Waupun, again, they'll be in action coming up next week, Friday. They got a number 1 seed, and like I said, they won't play till next week, Friday, and they'll be hosting the game against the winner of the Ripon at Winneconne game. A couple teams from their East Central Conference. Things will get a little hairy in that sectional. They've got, like I said in the pregame show, 4 teams out of the top 5 are in their sectional. Waupun, the number 1 seeded team, and Waupun could be playing Kewaskum as early as it'd be the sectional championship, or a semifinal, I should say, if they met them. And that would be next week, Thursday, I believe. And then after that, you would have to play probably Prairie du Chien, who's number 3 ranked team in the state, or number 4 Edgerton, who will end up probably playing each other and knocking one or the other out when they get to the sectional semifinal. That's who you meet in the sectional championship, but crazy things can happen. You know who you're going to meet, but odds are that's probably who they're going to meet. Prairie du Chien is a team that Waupun played their second game of the season. I believe they beat them something like 72-60 in that ball game. Looking at some other teams that are going to be playing here next week in the bracketing, you have Laconia, number 1 seed, getting a first-round bye, and they'll be playing next Friday against the winner of the Cedar Grove, Belgium game at Random Lake. Winnebago Lutheran Academy from our area will play the winner of the Horicon Belders game. That's next Tuesday. Winnebago Lutheran won't play till Friday. St. Mary Springs, the number 2 seed. They've got a kind of a free ride. They'll be, I guess, taking on the winner of the Ozaki and Kohler game. And also looking at this for Division 4, Waterloo and Marquezan. Marquezan, the Hornets will be playing on Tuesday night against Waterloo. Marquezan, a number 8 seed. Number 5, Division 5, that would be the Randolph Rockets. That's a team we keep an eye on, did a lot of their games this year. And you got the Randolph Lady Rockets, ranked number 1 in the state, undefeated, taking on Wayland Academy. They got a first-round game, and that could be a 100-5 blowout in that game. Central Wisconsin Christian will be playing way up in Sevastopol, up in Door County on Tuesday, and it'll be Cambria Friesland playing at Hilbert, and Sheboygan Christian at Oakfield. And that's a look at the bracketing for teams around our area. We'll be back in 2 minutes with the second half of action. Waupun leading 25-20. Back after this on RP Sports.
Saputo USA, just outside of Waupun, is hiring. Saputo has full-time benefit-eligible career opportunities available in their Alto facility. Competitive pay starting at over $21 per hour, benefits, and more. 8 and 12-hour shifts. Apply today and join one of the best growing companies. Apply at saputo.com or stop in on Highway EE in Alto, just outside of Waupun. Saputo Cheese is an equal opportunity employer. Dentistry of Wisconsin has exciting news to share. They have officially moved into their brand new office in Waupun, and they have completely remodeled their Beaver Dam office too. Both offices featuring new state-of-the-art equipment and a relaxing and comforting environment. The Waupun office is now at 412 Shaler Drive, conveniently located off Highway 151. Dentistry of Wisconsin, where your smile is their business.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Wisconsin.
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
How would you like your local business to not only reach a whole lot of people, but also be attached to high school sports? Radio Plus has got you covered. To advertise your local business during our video stream of high school sports, email nick@radioplusinfo.com. That's nick@radioplusinfo.com. Your business, your advertising message reaching this area. Let's work together. nick@radioplusinfo.com.
Steve Witterhack again back at Waupun Area Junior High School. Waupun with a 5-point lead. And the basketball to start things out here in the second half. And a ball tossed away by Naomi Alsma. That's knocked away by Briggs inside. She'll bring it up now. Gets it over to Murphy. Down in the right corner with it is Rupp now. Back over to, and that one's just tossed away. Coming up with it is Peterson. Briggs is down there waiting for, and a little scoop shot up and in for Peterson. Nice job going at the shorter Briggs. Kind of went around to the right, and they had the long arms before you knew it. The ball was past her with those long arms, and she puts it in. 27-20. This would be a nice little victory for Waupun if they could hang on to this gameplay. It's going to be a long way to go. You got a very good defensive team you're playing, a team that showed that they can shoot from outside, and they got their big girl Lamb back in. Just has 2 fouls, and they're going to try to lob one into her. Almost gets knocked out of her hands. A little late getting there, and again misses another one inside. And another shot is maybe a change by Cale Peterson. Lamb having her troubles inside. She averages 13 points a game. She's only got 2. She should have about 8 or 10 points by now. Peterson gets it knocked out of her hands by Briggs. And Waupun will retain possession down on their end line. This Just a little over a minute into the second half of action. Waupun has now opened up a 7-point lead. 27-20 on your new medical integrated healthcare scoreboard. This is the Saputo Cheese Game of the Week, and it's a great one. A couple great teams going at it. Number 8 in the state in Division 1, Verona at Waupun High School. And Waupun, they've been number 1 most of the season. Nice little scoop shot to the basket, and that goes in for Abby Alsma. She likes to shoot and dial them up from long distance, but she'll get them a nice little drive to the basket. Why not? Take a little drive there, see if that can open up what they do with her. Rupp now has it along the left side. She had 3 threes in that first half, so you got to be in her face as soon as she gets the ball in the perimeter. First Gopal says, I got her covered. Briggs with it, back out to Rupp now. Always looking at that three-point shot for a second when she gets it. Nielsen gets it back out on top to Briggs. Briggs in the lane, 10-footer straight away, no good. Lamb gets the rebound, a couple of Waupun players on her. And right now, Gabby Matamoros looks like he took one in the nose maybe. Waupun gets the rebound. Here goes Alsma, splits a couple defenders, and goes right to the hoop and puts it in. Then we've got a injury timeout, and I'm not sure if looks like holding her nose now is Gabby Matamoros. But a nice drive there, splitting some defenders was Gabby Alsma. And we've got a 30-second timeout. We'll do the same back in 30 seconds with more Lady Warrior basketball on Radio Plus Sports.
Make an impact within your community with Marian University's Bachelor of Social Work program. Experience direct client contact from your very first course, taught by faculty with years of field experience. Apply to Marian University today. Explore the mind and expand yours. With Marian University's Psychology Bachelor's program, experience exciting classes, professional conferences, field placements, and a 93% job placement rate. Apply to Marian University today.
And we are back. See Gabby Matamoros had to stop play, and they called a timeout anyway, but she's going to sit down for a little bit. Doesn't look like she's bleeding at all, but she took one right in the nose, and that'll make her eyes water a little bit, and she'll shake that off, and I'm sure we'll see her in the game. Lydia Alsma comes in the game for her. Murphy has it out top of the key. She'll throw him up from 2-3 feet behind the three-point line. Here goes Briggs by the free throw line with it, top of the key, passes right side. Rupp now all set to throw up a three, and that one rattles in for her. Got a hand right in her face to give her a little crease out there, and she's going to launch it. Doesn't hesitate. Little catch and shoot type three-point shooter, and very effective with it. Waupun up by 8 now, 31-23. That was the first points of the second half. Going to post Peterson up, working against Briggs, and a much shorter player, like I said, she's going to turn around a 5-footer, and that one is no good. Then it's going to get knocked out of bounds off from Abby Alsma's hands. Trying to sell it to the officials that she hit it into somebody else's hands before it went out, but I'll say that is Wildcat basketball. 8-point lead for Waupun. Friggin' Briggs gets it back out on top over to Rupp now. And here goes Briggs along the right side. It's Abby Alsma guarding her, and then they finally get it on top over to Rupp now, guarded by Gracie Gopalin. Megan Murphy with it, top of the key. Gets it over to Nielsen along the left side, gets cut off by a couple Lady Warriors, and a long three up, and that is no good. And Waupun gets the rebound. Ball's passed down over to Abby Alsma, going along the baseline, gets it back out on top over to Gracie. A crossover dribble working against Rupp now, and a beautiful little dish into Naomi Alsma, but she did not finish. We kind of threw it across her body and right on the money, but teammate did not finish for her. Lamb gets the weak side rebound, and then again misses another point-blank shot. Terrible shooting percentage from being inside like that and missing all those shots. Gopalin kicks it out right side. Lydia Alsma throws it up. Rims out no good. Peterson keeps it alive. Gets it over to Naomi Alsma. Back to Abby. 15-footer is up. Crawls over the rim and goes in. Shooters roll on that one. 3 field goals in this half for Abby Alsma. Waupun back up by 10, 33-23. If you're watching on YouTube right now, you can go on the chat. You can let us know that you're out there. I'll put a message out there. Jeff's keeping an eye on that, so we'll let you know that you're out there. That time Lamb finishes her shot. Just 4 points in the game for her. So again, go to the chat if you're on YouTube and let us know who's out there watching right now. Naomi also passes it down over to Gracie Gopalin. She'll get out of the corner. Back on top with it is Peterson. Launches up a three, and that is no good. Lamb gets the rebound. Wildcats take it the other way. 8-point lead now for the Warriors. Nielsen gets the ball down to Briggs down in the left corner. Back on top with it is Megan Murphy. Back over to Reagan Briggs. Reagan gets it back. Trying to get inside the Lamb. Lamb really working against Peterson down there. Waupun sitting in there. Well, sometimes it looks like a 2-3 defense, but that's just kind of how the people that they're covering are. So shot up, and that is short by Murphy, and getting the rebound is Lydia Alsma. Lydia has it. She'll launch up another long shot. That's too strong. And that's rebounded immediately by the Wildcats. And working around the perimeter now are the Wildcats, trailing Waupun 33-25, 12-15. A drive by Murphy along the right side. A lot of contact along the way, but no call. And misses the shot, and Waupun gets the rebound. Like I said, these guys let them play. There's no doubt. Goes Peterson along that right side. She's going to get fouled on the floor on her drive there. Gale looking to be a little more physical maybe this half. You never know what you're going to get when you play a team, but this is a team, definitely a team that is going to play a physical out there. And they bring a couple new players out there. I see Lyric Burns, a 5'10 sophomore. And they bright tennis shoes out there for Lyric. And a pass inside into Peterson. She gets shoved down. And now 2 shots for Cale Peterson. I don't know if that was on Briggs or the 2 free throws for Cale Peterson. She's not hesitating. You hesitate and it might be too late against a team like this, but she gets the ball and she's taking it right to the rack, and that's the right thing to do. 3 fouls now on Regan Briggs. Free throws up and good for Cale. Another free throw for Peterson. 34-25. We're down to 12:04 left in the contest. Last regular season game for Waupun. A couple more games yet for the Verona Wildcats. They had a couple conference games. That one touches the rim but crawls up, over and in. 10 points in the game now for Cale. Waupun looking to do a little trapping out on top. Rupp now gets it past, and they're going to go on to Nielsen in the corner. She's going to take it in from that right side, scoops it up, and gets it to go. Anna Nielsen with her first field goal of the ball game. She's now got 7 points in the game. Abby also on top. Nielsen on her as soon as she gets the ball. Good job getting there in a hurry. Trying to get Peterson in the post over there, and they do. And Kenny had this one player against, and they got Gracie Gopalin, and back out on top. A 17-footer up by Naomi Alsman. That is good. Naomi's first points of the ball game puts Waupun back up by 10, 37-27. Ball pass down to Nielsen in the corner, and then the nice job by Lydia Alsma taking the ball away from the big player inside, Lyric Burns. Peterson going along the right side, and she's working against Ellis. Turns around, back of the rim, no good, and getting the rebound is Maya Ellis. She'll bring it up now for the Wildcats. Nielsen has it down in the corner, and passing up the three, going to the right elbow with it is Rupp now, but she's better from behind the three-point line. And Waupun gets it back, kicks it out right side. Naomi Alsma with a shot now. That rims out no good. Ball is loose, and chasing it down is Emily Jensen for the Wildcats. And Naomi Alsma is going to get called for a foul. Trying to cut off along the sideline the movement of the ball by Abby Rupp now. 10-point lead for Waupun. 10:42 left. A couple of quality teams here in the state going at it. And like I said before, make sure right where you got it on YouTube or RadioPlusInfo.com if you go there to get on the game. But we will be at all of the postseason games for Waupun basketball, boys and girls. And I believe Jeff's going to be doing a hockey game coming up over at the ice rink coming up on Thursday. The double task of doing the video streaming and the play-by-play. A little more talented than I am with doing the 2 things at once. Shot no good. Lamb gets the rebound, kicks it back out on top over to Murphy, and then kind of a running shot with 15 feet out. A little tougher on that one, but she buries it and puts it in for her 5th point. Back with an 8 now is the Verona Wildcats. Gopalin has it out on top. Working against Rupp now, kicks it back out left side to Naomi Alsma. Back on top to her sister Lydia, the freshman. And flicks it over to Abby Alsma. She'll throw up a three-point shot. That is no good. Naomi gets the rebound back over to Gracie Gopal, and she'll throw us up a three. That is no good. And Waupun gets another rebound, and I'm going to say a reach-in on the Wildcats. Good job on the offensive boards by Waupun, getting a couple looks at it. Just can't quite get it to go. And you get some of the shorter players like Naomi. I think she got a couple of those rebounds out there, and that last one got fouled. That is 3 fouls in the half now for the Wildcats. 9:44 left in the ball game. Passes in over to Abby Alsma, trying to get her open to get some shots. Kicks it out left side over to Lydia Alsma, tosses it up, and she dials it in again from long distance. Puts it in from the left corner. 3-point basket, and now she has 11 points in the ball game. So Waupun is now leading by 11, their biggest lead of the ball game, up 40-29, now to 9:20, counting down in the ball game. Rupp now thought about a three, but Gracie got there, and then maybe a hand by Gracie having it on her when Ruppno was going in. She'll get called for that. Little hand check on her way in. But a good job closing out on that 3-point basket. That's where Abby Ruppno has been deadly in the ball game. She has 4 threes in the game. Wapani up by 11 now. Lamb gets it down in the corner, back out to Rupp now. Murphy has it down in the corner, back out to Rupp now again. Good student section here for Waupun. Hopefully they'll fill the ice rink for their Waupun Warriors wherever they're playing coming up on Thursday. Where are they playing? Oregon. They're playing against at Oregon coming up. And a little scoop shot to the basket, and good on the drive by Megan Murphy. Nice take by her, just scoops it up, draws the foul, and to the free throw line to shoot one will be Murphy. Just under 9 minutes left to play in this ball game. Great contest between these two. Free throw is up and good for Megan Murphy. O'Pollen kicks it out right side to Naomi Alsma, back out to Peterson. She'll back it up and set things up for the Lady Warriors. Yeah, they're just going to kind of bring it back in. She's going to stay out here until he's going to try to make them come out and get them. We'll see. The coach, I saw her, Angie Murphy, just shook her head. Yeah, let's go in and play against them. And a drive to the basket. They came out. Peterson went in and finishes. Angie Murphy just kind of nodded, yeah, come out and play her. And then as soon as she was coming up, then Kale Peterson kind of stormed by her and made the basket. Upon up by 10, 42-32. Megan Murphy with it. She'll launch up a three. That is no good. And chasing down the rebound is Gracie Gopollen. Brings it up by the free throw line and going to get it back out in the corner to Naomi Alsma. And Abby Alsma has it out near half court. Under 8 to play, 42-32 in favor of the Lady Warriors. And Waupun will be playing next week Friday against the winner of the Ripon-Winnicott game, played at Winnicott next week Tuesday. Waupun getting a bye in the first round. It's a drive on the right side. Peterson goes up, gets it, blocked, but foul maybe a little bit with the body or the feet getting tangled up a little bit with Lamb. Going up, not sure. It looked like up the top side of that block looked pretty good. Lamb not real happy with that. She had some nice blocks earlier and really was just dominating inside. Peterson draws the foul, and she'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2 more, where she is 4 for 5 from the line in the game so far. 7:37 left. Waupun up by 10. Make it 11. Nothing but net on that free throw for Kale Peterson. If you're enjoying our presentation here, video streaming, Jeff Sauer doing the job on that. And he's got all the toys here, too. A lot of fun things we can do with all the equipment that he has. I think it's his passion. It's not a hobby, but I think more of a passion. But he does a great job with it, and glad to be along for the ride here to describe the game to you. Again, just get on the chat if you want to let us know that you're out there. If we have a little break in here, we'll talk about it. Murphy goes to the basket, puts it up, working against Gopal. A nice drive by Megan Murphy. She's got 7 points here in the second half. Pond leading by 10. Three-pointer, left corner is up, comes up a little short, and Celia Tooney can't quite haul it in. And getting the ball eventually was Maya Ellis. Ball taken away by Gracie Gopal, and she's 1 against 2 right now. She's going to go up anyway and misses the shot. Might have wanted to wait for her teammates to get down there and help her out a little bit and get some numbers behind her, because she was going after 2 bigger players and maybe looking to try to draw a foul a little bit. misses the shot. Both teams sitting now at 4 team fouls. So nobody really in any kind of trouble anymore yet besides Briggs with the ball, but we're down to under 7 to play, and she's got those 3 fouls. Goes Murphy along the right side and gets it up to Briggs down in the left corner. She'll take it in. Back on top over to Maya Ellis. And he's going to cut in and draw a foul. Looks like Naomi Alsma will pick that one up. Yeah, looking to kind of kick it back out and then attack the basket. Nothing there. You kick it back out, attack the basket, and that'll put the Wildcats at the free throw line with Maya Ellis looking for her first points at the free throw line. This free throw is up, and that is good for Maya. Lydia Alsma checks back in the ball game now for Waupun. Celia Tooney will sit down. 9-point lead for Waupun. Maya Ellis is going to try to tighten it up with this next free throw. Looking into the Warrior Nation, and no problem. Makes them both easily. Full court pressure now being applied by the Wildcats. See how Waupun handles that. Just kind of tossed it at them. 6.5 minutes left, trying to get some double teams, and Abby Alsma gets the ball into Kale Peterson, takes it up, goes up with left hand, misses badly, gets her own rebound, puts it up, that one misses, and Wildcats get the rebound. Couple opportunities there for Waupun. We are down to 6:15 and counting down to the game. Waupun hanging on now to an 8-point lead against the Verona Wildcats. Long three put up straight away, and that is good by Megan Murphy, and we've got a timeout on the court. And the coach not real happy. We're going to take a timeout ourselves back. We'll see if he's going to take a full or a 30 and not indicating yet. And we're going to just take a 30-second timeout ourselves back right after this with more Lady Warrior basketball on RP Sports.
HomeandAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeandAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at HomeandAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the Home and Family your first stop at HomeandAuto.com. We make you feel at home at Homan.
Well, here goes the Wildcats, kind of on a roll right now, and they've got back within 5 points. Waupun leading 44-39. Very animated and heated conversation with Coach Tim Alsma. It looked like he was really kind of getting on his daughter Abby a little bit as she was coming into the bench. And more full court pressure, and that one is taken away. And Briggs on the court right now, trying to get a timeout, the coach was, but they're going to get it inside into Lamb, working against Peterson, and Lamb will draw the foul. And some free throws, but a turnover on the full court pressure has changed everything in this ball game. We're sitting just under 6 to play, and the Wildcats with an opportunity to get within 3 points of the Lady Warriors. At the free throw line to shoot 2 will be Paige Lamb. Takes her first free throw. And perfect from the line so far here in the second half. Another free throw for Lamb. Trying to make it a 3-point game. That's up. That rattles out no good. Waupun again will turn around, and they are set up for that full court pressure. See if Waupun can handle it. We see Gopalin brings it up, and then she gets the ball tapped out of her hand. It's back in the hands of the Wildcats. Rupno has it, gets it down in the corner. Murphy wants the ball, puts it up. That one's going to go off the top of the rim, and we've got another foul. I thought when it went on top of the backboard and sat up there for a while, that was out of bounds. But that's not under the understanding on that one. If Randy was here, he would explain that to me. He would have known if he can sit on top of the backboard like that for a little bit, then come off. But it bounced a couple times up there. So Paige Lamb gets the ball, and now she's got 2 more free throws and makes her first. Just like that, Waupun only up by 3 points. And then that showed that they can handle the pressure. I thought earlier they rushed a couple shots that could have ran some more time off. And when they didn't have the numbers, the one drive down there and just had some opportunities to run some more clock off. Again, Waupun just getting close to throwing the ball away. That one gets knocked out of bounds. Lydia Alsma passes it, and that one gets knocked away in the pass attempt. Alsma trying to go along the sideline, gets it down to her sister Lydia. And again, see if Waupun can settle in on some kind of offense here. Get to Peterson. Waupun sets up, and this is where you wanted to get the ball back. 2-point lead only for the Lady Warriors. See if they can have a quality possession. Run some clock off, Finished with a nice easy basket. Put a little more room between them and Verona. 5:10 and counting down. Abby Alsma has the top of the key. No need to force anything right now. Alsma goes, kicks it out left side over to Lydia Alsma. Tosses it up. That is no good. Lamb gets the rebound. So here we go. Murphy with the drive now on the right side. Puts up, gets it swatted away, and then it's going to go off the hands of Waupun. Good job not fouling Murphy. At least no call on that drive to the basket. Verona trying to tie things up, maybe take the lead this trip down the court. Ball's tossed. That's taken away by Alsma. She's going and chased down on the breakaway and puts it up and in and gets fouled. Terrible foul there by Abby Rubb. Now got to kind of concede it. And she still gets her in the back, and easy layup for Abby Alsma. And she'll go to the free throw line to shoot one. Nice job, Abby taking the ball away and then a race to the basket that she won and made it and makes the free throw too. So now Waupun opens up a 5-point lead again, 47-42. If we can keep Verona from getting any kind of easy baskets here. 4.5 minutes left and counting down in the ball game. Rupp now has it, working against Gracie Gopal and looking for Lamb inside, kind of backing and spins around, gets a block by Lydia. Also, he'll take it right away from Lamb. Nice job. She was double teamed and kind of forced that one up there, and Waupun comes up with it. 4:14 and counting down in the ball game. Waupun leading 47-42 over the Verona Wildcats, a number 8 ranked team in Division I. Peterson will get it, and she'll just hold the ball until someone comes out and plays some defense on her. Right thing to do, just under 4 to play in the game, and Briggs will go, I'll come and take her out here, and sent Lamb back underneath the basket. Abby Alsma working against Ellis, takes it in, goes up with the left hand and puts it in. Big basket for Waupun, killing some clock and getting a field goal at the end of that. They lead by 7 now, 49-42. Ellis with it, gets it over to Briggs. She sees a lane on the right side, and the right thing to do is you take it in, try to draw a foul, stop the clock, get some points that way. And to the free throw line to shoot 2 will be Regan Briggs. Nice player, good ball handle out there, really good defender is Briggs. Down to 3:30 left, Waupun with a 49-42 lead. They got within 2, did the Wildcats, about a minute ago, but some big baskets for Waupun. First free throw was up for Briggs and good. Got her down for just 2 points in the ball game, but another one of those players, you don't have to have a lot of points to make an impact in the ball game, and she has. Plays a little bit bigger than her 5'9" size, just a sophomore. Briggs' next free throw is up, and that one also goes in, so 2 makes. And then we got a full timeout back in 1 minute with more Waupun Lady Warrior basketball on RP Sports.
Saputo USA, just outside of Waupun, is hiring. Saputo has full-time benefit-eligible career opportunities available in their Alto facility. Competitive pay starting at over $21 per hour, benefits, and more. 8 and 12-hour shifts. Apply today and join one of the best-growing companies. Apply at Saputo.com or stop in on Highway EE in Alto, just outside of Waupun. Saputo Cheese is an equal opportunity employer. Dentistry of Wisconsin has exciting news to share. They have officially moved into their brand new office in Waupun, and they have completely remodeled their Beaver Dam office too. Both offices featuring new state-of-the-art equipment and a relaxing and comforting environment. The Waupun office is now at 412 Shaler Drive, conveniently located off Highway 151. Dentistry of Wisconsin, where your smile is their business.
Welcome back to Waupun. This should be a really fun last 3.5 minutes of this ball game. Waupun has got to weather the storm of the full court pressure being applied by the Wildcats. Gave up a few baskets to let them get back within 2, but Waupun back up by 5 points now. Gopal still trying to get over half court. Abby Alsma gets it, brings it over half court, gets past Murphy, kicks it out left side over to Lydia Alsma, passes up the 3-point look. Peterson gets one inside and misses, gets fouled on the shot by Briggs, and that should be at least her 4th foul here in the ball game. Nice job. Lydia thought about shooting, and then she gave it up and got it inside. Saw Peterson inside, and she's got an opportunity. Give Waupun a little more wiggle room here with a chance at the free throw line. Free throw was up front of the rim, no good for Peterson. 49-44 with 3:15 left in the contest. Long way to go yet against a team like Verona. Launch up some threes. They got a good inside game. Next free throw is up, and that one is good for Kale. So Waupun leading 50-44, down to 3:10 and counting down in the ball game. Abby Rupp now on top. Briggs hesitates, tries to take it in, and gets it out over to Murphy. She'd like to get that ball a little room, and putting it up and in is Briggs. Reagan Briggs, first basket of the game besides a free throw. She buries it for a three-point shot. Waupun leading by 3, 50-47. Naomi Alsma tries to throw it cross court to her sister Abby, but that one gets knocked out of bounds. Waupun will get it inbound on their own end line. 2:47 left. Just like that, I said Wildcats can strike in a hurry. Back to a three-point lead. Peterson gets the inbounds pass and gets chased down by Briggs out near half court. Ellis has her on the other side, and Peterson is going to go up and put it up with the left hand. That is no good. Lamb gets the rebound. And Rupp will now push it up for the Wildcats, trying to tighten this thing up, maybe even tie it up this trip down the court. Briggs has it down in the left corner, guarded by Naomi Alsma. Trying to keep a close tabs on Murphy. She's a great three-point shooter. Uses the pick. And trying to use that pick by Briggs out on top. Ellis has it, top of the key. Gives up her dribble. We're down to 2:14 left in the game. 50-47 Waupun on your new medical integrated healthcare scoreboard. Ball passed inside now to Lamb. Turns around, comes up short on the shot. Good defense by Peterson. Lydia Alsma will pass the ball up the court to her sister Abby. Goes up and puts it all. That is no good on the shot inside. A little too strong. And Wildcats get the rebound. We're down to 1:50 left in the game. Still a three-point lead Waupun is hanging on to. Rupp now has it on the perimeter. She can put it up from long range. Waupun respecting that and guarding her a little deeper. Another girl with the ball that can shoot from downtown, Megan Murphy. And drive off the glass and no good. And getting the rebound is Lydia Alsma. Might want to pull it back right now as her teammates are behind her. And then a timeout taken by Tim Alsma with 1:25 left. We're going to keep it right here. We got a lot of stuff going on. The Waupun Warrior hockey team will be playing coming up on a Thursday. What time are they going to be playing, Jeff? 7 o'clock. And Jeff Sauer will be there to do the video streaming and the play-by-play and playing the commercials. And I don't know how he's going to do it, but he's going to do it down in Oregon. So we'll have that game for you. And we're covering all the postseason games for all the teams that we're going to be covering. We got so many good teams in the area. Of course, the Waupun Lady Warriors ranked number 1 in the state in Division 3. Really holding their own against the number 8 ranked team in Division 1 with Verona. You got both Randolph teams, the boys and girls. Girls are undefeated, boys with a couple losses, but both are ranked at number 1 in Division 5. So much to try to cover. Oakfield with a very good team. You've got Winnebago Lutheran Academy. We cover over in the Fond du Lac direction. And also St. Mary Springs. So you got a lot of good teams in the area that we're covering here for the postseason. Of course, hockey also being closely watched by our part of the company over in that direction. Was a great St. Mary Springs hockey team and a pretty solid Fond du Lac Cardinals team. So timeout is over. We are back down to 1:25 left. Waupun with the ball. Would love to get a basket this trip down the court. Abby Alsma gets the inbounds pass. Going to do a little trapping out on top, and they get it down to Naomi Alsma, looking to try to get some double teams wherever they can. Rupp now causing some problems. Naomi in a little trouble. Gets into Peterson, loses the ball, and Rupp now comes up with it for the Wildcats. Rupp now with it, gets it back to Ellis. Briggs has it down in the left corner. She can take it in. Lamb has it, back out to Briggs. Passes up the 3 and brings it back out to Murphy. Down to under a minute to play. Waupun up by 3, 50-47. How is this going to end? And then we have got a timeout on the court taken by Angie Murphy. Wants to get a quality possession needed this time down the court with 49 seconds left. And we'll be back in 30 seconds with more Lady Warrior basketball after this on The Source.
Saputo USA, just outside of Waupun, is hiring. Saputo has full-time benefit-eligible career opportunities available in their Alto facility. Competitive pay starting at over $21 per hour, benefits, and more. 8 and 12-hour shifts. Apply today and join one of the best growing companies. Apply at Saputo.com or stop in on Highway EE in Alto, just outside of Waupun. Saputo Cheese is an equal opportunity employer.
And we are back here at Waupun High School. Everybody kind of on the edge of their seat right now. Fasten your seatbelts. We've got 49 seconds to go. The Wildcats with the ball. Waupun, though, with a 3-point lead, 50-47. And we've got Kristen Sauer out there also thanking Jeff and I for bringing you this live streaming of video and our play-by-play here. Hopefully she enjoys that part of it too here tonight at Waupun High School. Jeff said he's also available for any weddings, bar mitzvahs, and he'll do it all. Camera in hand. Well, here we go. 49 seconds, ball inbounded into Abby Rupp now. See what Coach Angie Murphy was kind of looking for. They're kind of looking for Lamb maybe inside, really posting up hard against Peterson. They might want to give a little help over there with her. Going up strong, and she gets fouled and puts it in. She's been missing shots all day inside, but then getting some free throws here towards the end. And Paige Lamb draws the foul, makes the basket, and tries now at the free throw line to tie this game up. That was the game plan, definitely. Get it over on the side, on that right side, over to big Paige Lamb, and she got the job done that trip down the court. Free throw is up, and this game is tied at 50 apiece. What's Waupun going to do? They're going to settle back and just go for the win? Can they do that with 29 seconds left with a team as good in defense as the Wildcats? And they're asking, should we come out, cause a little chaos right now? Lydia Alsma with it, gets it back over to Gracie Gopal. And they're just kind of sitting back right now, and Waupun should just maybe pull it out until just try to win this ball game. And Abby Alsma going in on the right side, loses the ball for a second, then it goes out of bounds off from Abby Alsma. Way too much time, 5.7 seconds left. Wildcats will inbound. Waupun might want to go defend that, make them get the ball in the hands. Rupp now gets the inbounds pass. And then we got a timeout taken with 3 seconds left. Wow. The worst that should have happened here is Waupun took a last-second shot and they miss it. But they gave them way too much time. They got it with 3 seconds left, got it on their end of the court. Timeout taken immediately as soon as they get over half court by Angie Murphy. And we're going to keep it right here again. 50-50. Waupun with the lead most of this ball game. With some great defense, really causing some chaos. And Waupun has been susceptible to a good defensive team. Now, they had trouble with Green Bay Notre Dame when they kind of put the screws to them at the end of that game up in Green Bay Notre Dame. And Kewaskum gave them some trouble in the first half of that game this last week. And now you got a very good defensive team with the Wildcats, showing why they've won 13 of their last 14 or 14 of their last 15 or so. So here we go. It looks like now the Wildcats with that opportunity, they might want to get it into their big girl inside possibly and draw a foul, see if they can win it at the free throw line. They might want to get it out to one of the three-point shooters with Abby Rupp now or with Megan Murphy. Even Briggs is another opportunity, another person you might want to get in her hands and see what you can do. Right now they're patting Lamb on the back, and I think they might want to give a little help and try and deny the ball into the big girl, Paige Lamb, inside, who tied this ball game up with an and one. Here we go. Ellis with the inbounds pass. Trying to get it down to Rupp now down in the corner. She's going to launch up a three. It's on its way, and we are going to overtime in Waupun. Great defense, preventing her from a good look, and she came up well short on the shot, so we're going to an extra session. And we'll be back in just a minute with the overtime. 50-50. Waupun and Verona going at it here on Waupun High School.
Steve with us here, the other bar, Main Street, Waupun. Steve, we invite people to stop on by, get some of these great lunch specials, get some soups on special too this week.
Absolutely. Good soups that Sarah makes in the kitchen, different ones every week. Not quite sure what she's going to make from time to time, but check that out. We're going to have some hot beef, turkey, and pork sandwiches like we always do, and then some different specials we're running during the week. Changes from day to day. Stop in, check out what we got.
What time do you open up?
11 o'clock every day. Kitchen closes at 9 o'clock every night, so stop down. We'll have food for you all day long.
What about the fish fry coming up on Friday? Should we still be ordering that early?
It doesn't hurt to call in early on those fish fries. We'll take orders starting at 11 o'clock. I know that times people want to call around 5 o'clock, and we get an hour and a half out sometimes on carryout. So if you're trying to get your food a little earlier, try calling a little earlier in the day, and you might have a better shot at getting in.
Pizzas? You make these pizzas delicious here, too.
Absolutely. Did a ton of pizzas last week, so homemade pizzas made with a beer crust, something different, so come check it out.
Steve with us here at the Other Bar, Main Street, Waupun. Thank you, sir.
Have a great week.
Here we go, overtime against another very good team. This reminds me a bit of that game where they led for most of the way against Notre Dame Academy. Waupun really had opportunities to win that ball game, missed some close-in shots, some bad turnovers. In that ball game, ended up losing in overtime to a very good number 2 ranked in Division II team from Green Bay. And good job by Gracie Gopalin coming in to get the ball after the tip. Left-handed shot is no good, and then they're going to say that went off from Naomi Alsma's hands. I don't know about that. She's pretty short in there, and the ball taken out of her hands and went out of bounds, but it'll be Wildcat basketball. 50-50 overtime here at Waupun. 3:45 and counting down, and that goes between the legs of Murphy, and then with a scramble for the ball, and it goes off the fingertips of Abby Alsma. 20 seconds into the extra session. You play 4 minutes in overtime. Great game. No matter what happens, Waupun learns from this ball game here, whether you win or lose. And Lamb tries to get it, but kicks it back out as Waupun played good defense. Really posts up hard in there against Peterson. Here goes Murphy with a little runner. He comes up short. Lamb gets a rebound. This time she's converting on her shots inside. Gets it to go in a 2-point lead now for the Wildcats. They have not had the lead for a long time in this game, and now they're ahead. Alsma with a 3-point attempt, and that is no good. Peterson tries to knock the ball. She does, gets it to herself. Nice job by Cale Peterson using those long arms in that 6'1" frame to go over the top of Briggs and get the rebound. Just Gracie Gopalin lost the ball and chased down by Rupp now by the inline. Briggs gets it going now against Abby Alsma. Kicks it back on the top to Ellis. And Rupp now will bring it out near half court. 2:45 and counting down in the extra session. Will pass to Lamb inside, goes up and puts it in against Peterson. And making her presence known. Only had 2 points in the first half. And a long shot put up by Abby Alsma, no good. Chased down and a long rebound by Gracie Gopalin. It's like Gabby Matamoros, who's been sitting down since she got hit in the nose, a lot earlier in that first half. Peterson puts it up. That one spills off the rim. No good. And she'll go to the free throw line now to shoot 2. Cale Peterson at the free throw line. She's not sure what she's got a pretty good shooting percentage in this ball game. And that is Briggs fouling out. That's a big key foul. But you still got a pretty good player with Anna Nielsen that comes in the ball game. Good, aggressive player, great defender, and not afraid to take the ball inside either. Peterson at the free throw line, trying to tighten this ball game up. Waupun down by 4. Free throw is up and good for Cale. Eight for 10 in the ball game so far for Cale Peterson. The free throw on the way, and that is also good for Cale. And Waupun back within 2, 54-52. But Verona with the basketball, down to 2:15 and counting down in the overtime. Nielsen with it, gets the ball back out on top over to Rupp now. Waupun trying to get a few double teams and create some chaos. Keep a body on Lamb, though, underneath, and it's going to be overshot. And Lamb gets the rebound, gets a block, though, by Gabby Matamoros. Waupun brings it down the other way. Get it inside into Gabby, and then a reach-in foul on Rupp now. And to the free throw line will be Matamoros. Like I said, she got hit in the schnoz in that I believe that was in the first half, and then she's been sitting ever since. First free throw for Gabby is up, and it is nothing but net for Gabby Matamoros. That is her first point of the second half. Waupun back within a point now, trailing 54-53, under 2 to play. This free throw up, that one is a little short, and getting the rebound is Maya Ellis. Gives it off over to Abby Rupp now. job here by Waupun, really testing a quality team. Number 8 ranked team in Division I, winning 14 of the last 15 games. Murphy has it, gets it back out on top over to Ellis. Nielsen has it, back over to Rupp now. She'll bring it back by half court to reset for the Wildcats. Ellis getting the ball over to Nielsen, trying to find Lamps. He was all alone for a while underneath the basket. And back out to Ellis along the perimeter. Back over to Nielsen, almost tossing it away, and scramble for the ball. And we have got a timeout taken by Angie Murphy. And I don't know if she really had possession when they called that timeout, but they're going to get it. We're down to 1:17 left, and Verona with the ball and a 1-point lead. Back in 30 seconds with more Lady Warrior basketball on RP Sports.
Saputo USA, just outside of Waupun, is hiring. Saputo has full-time benefit-eligible career opportunities available in their Alto facility. Competitive pay starting at over $21 per hour, benefits, and more. 8 and 12-hour shifts. Apply today and join one of the best growing companies. Apply at saputo.com or stop in on Highway EE in Alto, just outside of Waupun. Saputo Cheese is an equal opportunity employer.
And we are back at Waupun Area Junior Senior High School. Great battle going on between a couple of really quality teams in the state. Waupun ranked number 1 in Division III. Verona ranked number 8 in Division I. And right now the Wildcats with the basketball on their end of the court. 1:17 left in the game. Waupun trailing by a point. 54-53. Some great opportunities for Waupun to kind of run that clock down and salt this victory away here today, but let Verona get back in. Lamb gets the inbounds pass, puts it up, and gets it to go. 3-point lead now for the Wildcats. Those things were not going in for her earlier, but she's made up for that and then some. Pretty close to the minute mark left in the game. Gopalin has it. Waupun trailing 56-53. Abby Alsma gets past Rupp now, takes it up and gets fouled, and she kind of leaned in as Abby was going in and takes one. She takes one in the nose, and she is bleeding. And that should have been a foul against them, is what what it was. She was coming forward, and she just caught Abby. Just 2 players going the different directions, and that was the correct call, no doubt. I know maybe Mom and Dad aren't happy in the crowd for Verona, but she's bleeding right now with Rupp now, a key player, and they're going to bring in player off the bench, Emily Jensen. Yeah, she was bleeding immediately. And we've got some blood on the court, and that will buy the Wildcats a little time to try to get Rupp now back on the court. That's going to take a while to, there's one dot down there, and I don't know if there's anything over by the free throw line where it happened. So they might be, Jeff Taves, the multitasking PA announcer and the cleanup crew out there taking a knee and helping clean up the blood on the court. And finding a few other little dots down there, too. Wapun's going to talk about it while they're kind of cleaning things up. And Coach Murphy's also going to call her girls in to take a little impromptu timeout as they're cleaning up the blood on the floor. But, boy, she's bleeding pretty good. It's see it on her hands and everything. And now they're going to kind of take her over by the trainer and see if they can get that to stop bleeding or stuff up her nose a little bit. But again, opportunities for Waupun in the ball game to probably win this thing in regulation, and now sitting trailing in the game by 3 points, 56-53. We've got some free throws to be shot yet, but from Abby Alsma. And see if she can get Waupun back within a point. But again, a great battle here at Waupun High School. 56-53 in favor of the Wildcats with just under 1 minute to play here in the overtime session. And Waupun leading for about 90% of this ball game. And opportunities with an 11-point lead with not that many minutes left in the game, and full court pressure with about 6.5 minutes left. And the Wildcats got themselves back in it. First free throw crawls over the rim and good for Abby Alsma. And with an opportunity now to get her team back with another point. Big free throw here for Abby. Free throw is up, and that is nothing but net. So Abby Alsma with 2 free throws that go for her. We're back within a point. Waupun trying to meet them at half court. They get Lamb all alone underneath the basket. Can't do that. And getting the easy 2 is Paige Lamb. 8 points here in this overtime session for Paige Lamb. It's hard enough when you have a player on her. Here goes Gopal into the basket, and she's going to get fouled on her way to the hoop. And another opportunity, 2 free throws. It's a double bonus time the rest of the way actually for both teams. Waupun sitting at 9, but get that next foul. Be the Wildcats shooting 2 free throws. We're down to 37 seconds left. And at the free throw line is Waupun's Gracie Gopal. First free throw's up, and that one rims out, no good. I wanted to kind of stay in that one possession area. This would only get them within 2, and if they get a field goal, that'd put them into 2 possessions ahead. Next free throw is good for Gracie. Waupun now trailing 58-56, looking at some full court pressure right now. Murphy gets it up the court, and again looking for Lamb. Almost tossing it away. Nielsen gets it this time. Ball on the floor, and coming up with it is Waupun. And then we've got a timeout taken immediately. A couple risky little passes off the fingertips of the Wildcats. I almost gave it up on one pass, and then a scramble for the ball, another pass, and then that's off the fingertips of another Wildcat player, and then Waupun chases it down. Waupun with the basketball and an opportunity to tie this ball game up or take the lead in this trip down with only 22 seconds left. What do you draw up? I see Coach Tim Alsman down with the marker board and trying to get that winning shot all set up now for the Waupun Warriors. What a battle. This is a seasoned team that they're playing, even though they got some young players and they're missing some of their key players. But, man, they've won 14 of their last 15 games, good enough to get recognition that they're in the top 10 in Division I at number 8. Quality team here for Waupun. And, again, another great battle against a bigger school that's ranked in the top 10. They did that against Green Bay Notre Dame. And ended up losing that one in overtime with opportunities to win that in regulation. And hopefully we'll not have a repeat on that. There's some way that Tim Alsma is drawing up something here for Waupun. So you got Naomi and Abby Alsma on the court. Also have Kale Peterson. Gracie Gopalin is out there for Waupun. And Lydia Alsma. So the 3 Alsma sisters all on the court. Naomi has it down along the right side. They're going to try to get down to Kale. She turns around, puts it up. Oh, that one is no good. And getting the rebound is Rupp now. We're down to 8 seconds left, and a foul now on Murphy, the coach's daughter. He's going to go to the free throw line, and normally those are pretty good free throw shooters, and they get a lot of that gym time. Only 1 for 1 in the game, but so hard to really judge her. And they don't have the free throw statistics or the three-point shooting statistics, kind of top secret stuff with Verona on their stats I have on WIS Sports. Well, big opportunity missed by Waupun. Free throw is up, and it is good. Rock solid free throw there from Megan Murphy. Puts her team up by 3, 59-56. Murphy with another free throw. Trying to make it a 2-possession game. The free throw was good. And Waupun will get it back, trailing by 4. Abby Alsma has it, goes to the rack with it, and gets fouled. Good job going at Lamb. That's definitely a foul. Kind of inched over there toward her. And still a pretty tough situation for Waupun with 3.3 seconds left. And that is the 5th foul. Too bad Waupun couldn't have got that on Lamb before they got to this point. Coming in for Lamb as she fouled out is Lyric Burns. Abby Alsma with a free throw, and that is good. And another free throw for Abby. Would make it a 2-point game. Free throws on the way, and that is also good for Abby Alsma. And then a timeout taken on the court for the Lady Warriors. We'll just take a 30-second break and be back with Waupun trailing by 2, 3.3 seconds left to the Wildcats. Back after this on RP Sports.
One of the neatest projects and programs that we have that I truly believe in is our 5 cents for the future program. Every time a customer swipes their Bristol Morgan Bank debit card, we donate 5 cents to our scholarship fund, which is administered by the Fond du Lac Area Foundation. And we provide scholarships for local students that are going to 2-year, 4-year school. We're there for up to a 4-year renewable scholarship.
Bristol Morgan Bank. Locations in Oakfield, Fond du Lac, Brandon, and Van Dyne. Log on, bristolmorganbank.com.
Okay, welcome back to Waupun Area Juniors Senior High School. This is going to bother Waupun definitely a bit if they lose this ball game, and it's not looking great for them right now. They lead with 3 seconds left. They are behind, I should say, by 2 points, 60-58. And I don't know what you can do here. Maybe, possibly you foul to make them try to miss one of the 2 free throws that they're going to get. Some full court pressure being applied by the Lady Warriors, and here we go. Burns will inbound the ball. They get it into Rupp now, and in with a plug in her nose now on that right side after getting a bopped in the nose. And Lady Warriors now will have to get that, but hopefully she misses 1 free throw. It's the only chance with 2.2 seconds left. And Burns puts the first one up. I should say Rupp now puts the first one up and gets it to go. Her first free throw of the ball game. Going to hit the front of the rim and crawled over. This one could put the game away. Next free throw's up. Same thing, gets the front of the rim and goes in. Waupun is going to drop one here today. And we'll see Gracie Gopal gets it, launches up a long 3, and that one is no good. And Waupun will lose by a score of 62-58. Disappointing loss. Not the end of the world for Waupun. They did a lot of good things, but a few things they might want to work on, and probably before they get to the playoffs coming up next week, Friday. One of those is handling a good defensive team's full court pressure. That caused some problems. Then finishing on some shots that they had some opportunities to keep pace with Verona in that overtime, but they end up dropping an overtime loss to the number 8 ranked team in Division I, the Verona Wildcats, here in their own gym, 62-58. We'll take a break and come back to talk about the ball game in just a few minutes here on RP Sports.
Are you missing out on life? Does chronic joint pain prevent you from doing the things you love? I get it. All you think about is pain. This is Dr. Randy Blahoviak with New Medical Center. We have the solution to your problem. If you suffer from debilitating and chronic joint pain, learn how innovative medicine with human cellular tissue products can get you back to living your best life.
Hi, my name is Les. I've suffered with a bad right knee for 30 years or 40 years. Actually had a knee replacement scheduled, and I looked into this, and it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. My knee now, 3 months later, is almost like new. I can run up and down stairs. I can sit at a gym watching a basketball game. Really, really happy and pleased with the results. Plan on strongly recommending this to, and I have been recommending this to friends and family who have had joint issues, shoulders, backs, and knees.
Call New Medical Center for an alternative approach with innovative medicine at 920-249-8757.
Steve with us here, the other bar, Main Street, Waupun. Steve, we invite people to stop on by, get some of these great lunch specials, get some soups on special too this week.
Absolutely. Good soups that Sarah makes in the kitchen. Different ones every week. Not quite sure what she's going to make from time to time, but check that out. We're going to have some hot beef, turkey, and pork sandwiches like we always do, and then some different specials we're running during the week. Changes from day to day. Stop in, check out what we got.
What time do you open up?
11 o'clock every day. Kitchen closes at 9 o'clock every night, so stop down. We'll have food for you all day long.
What about the fish fry coming up on Friday? Should we still be ordering that early?
It doesn't hurt to call in early on those fish fries. We'll take orders starting at 11 o'clock. I know that times people want to call around 5 o'clock, and we get an hour and a half out sometimes on carryout. So if you're trying to get your food a little earlier, try calling a little earlier in the day, and you might have a better shot at getting in.
Pizzas? You make these pizzas delicious here, too.
Absolutely. Did a ton of pizzas last week, so homemade pizzas made with a beer crust, something different, so come check it out.
Steve with us here, the other bar, Main Street, Waupun. Thank you, sir.
Have a great week.
We educate tomorrow's heroes today. Developed by the area's best nurses, your acceptance into Marian University's BSN program will allow you to take nursing courses in your sophomore year. Apply to Marian University today. In each community, forensic scientists crack the toughest cases. With Marian University's Forensic Science Bachelor's program, learn from industry-experienced faculty within a hands-on crime scene lab. Apply to Marian University today.
HomeandAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeandAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at HomeandAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the home and family your
high school, and going to try out our new microphone, all the toys that we have here, but a very entertaining, great ball game. Waupun coming up short here, 62-58 against the Wildcats. I'm talking to Tim Alsma, head coach of the Waupun Warriors, and just thoughts on the game, Tim.
It's a blur right now. It's foggy. You have a 10-point lead, and composure. Just when we think we had it, and we did. We invited them into our space. We got downhill. There were moments in that second half where we had the advantage and we were playing advantage basketball. And then, I thought we forced some things down the stretch. I thought, we could have maybe kicked it out and lived for a better possession. I'm going to have to look at the film to see exactly where we went wrong. I know 12 just killed us inside, and she kind of had her way down there. So that was tough.
Yeah, rough ball game. Kind of reminded me a little bit of the Green Bay and Notre Dame game, where they kind of put that pressure on you. So, things to work on. And what did you learn about yourself? And what are the positives that you got from this game? I know it didn't end well, but what are the positives? Because you looked pretty good for almost the entire game till toward the end.
Yeah, the positive is we can play with anybody in the state. Now, the disappointment is we're not closing games with playing with everybody in the state. So I think that's certainly something to look at. Everything in high school sports is a learning experience, and so we're going to have to figure out exactly where the mistakes were made and drill it out in practice and continue to work to improve and get better.
Another impressive outing for the team, disappointing ending, but it's going to be fun watching the postseason, and I'm sure a lot of things to work on that you got in your mind right now. You want to work on in practice till that game next week, Friday.
Yeah, I don't even know yet. We'll have to figure it out. The nice part about it is, you schedule this one at the end of the year against a tough opponent for moments like this, and obviously you want to come out and win these games. But, can we learn from it, and can it catapult us in the postseason? And let's just hope that's the case.
Okay, Tim. Thanks for joining us, and I'll let you go by the team right now and start kind of figuring this out a little bit. But we're going to come back and wrap things up in just a few minutes. I'm going to get back up by Jeff up there and back after this on RP Sports.
Dentistry of Wisconsin has exciting news to share. They have officially moved into their brand new office in Waupun, and they have completely remodeled their Beaver Dam office too. Both offices featuring new state-of-the-art equipment and a relaxing and comforting environment. The Waupun office is now at 412 Shaler Drive, conveniently located off Highway 151. Dentistry of Wisconsin, where your smile is their business.
Are you missing out on life? Does chronic joint pain prevent you from doing the things you love? I get it. All you think about is pain. This is Dr. Randy Blahoviak with New Medical Center. We have the solution to your problem.
My name's Gary. I had arthritis really bad in my right knee over 3 months ago. Couldn't really do anything, couldn't do stairs, just simple stuff. And now I can do things I couldn't do before. I can climb stairs, walk, anything. My spine's better. And my personal opinion is you're a fool not to get this done.
Hi, my name is Joni. I came here because I needed a new knee, but I didn't want to go through all that surgery and everything. I'm very pleased with it. And the reason I did it because I couldn't go up and down stairs very well. I couldn't work too long hours and had a hard time getting in and out of the car. I had to lift my knee up, and now I can do all those things. And I have no pain, and I would recommend it to everyone, and I have.
Call New Medical Center for an alternative approach with innovative medicine at 920-249-8757.
Saputo USA, just outside of Waupun, is hiring. Saputo has full-time benefit-eligible career opportunities available in their Alto facility. Competitive pay starting at over $21 per hour, benefits, and more. 8 and 12-hour shifts. Apply today and join one of the best-growing companies. Apply at Saputo.com or stop in on Highway EE in Alto, just outside of Waupun. Saputo Cheese is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back to Waupun Area Junior Senior High School. Waupun dropping a disappointing game in overtime, 62-58 to a very good Wildcats team from Verona. So again, they're definitely going to learn something from that. But like Tim said, I just interviewed him. A few problems that Waupun has that you can't afford to do down the stretch against good teams, and kind of folding a little bit and throwing the ball away and not making shots, and too many easy baskets by the big girl inside. So definitely some things to work on, as they got plenty of time to do that. They don't play till next week Friday in their regional semifinal game right here in this gym, and they'll play both games. If they win that game, they'll be playing against against the winner that gets to that point in the regional championship, but they'll be right here too. So 2 more games at home yet for the Waupun Warriors, then things will get really interesting, but you got to win those first 2 to get to those sectional games. Again, Waupun losing 62-50. Let's take a look at the scoring for the Waupun Warriors. 19 points, 15 in the second half, and in that overtime by Abby Alsma in the ball game. 17 for Cale Peterson. They had a great second half of action too. 7 points for Gabby Matamoros. 11 points for Lydia Alsma. Put a charge in the Warriors and really helped them pull away toward the end of that first half to give them a little gap there when they left 25-20 at halftime. Opened up an 11-point lead too, with maybe about 6-7 minutes left in the game, and then the full court pressure came, and that's where Waupun had some troubles in that, and that's something they're going to have to work on before they get into the postseason. 2 points for Gracie Gopalin. I mentioned Gabby with 7 points, and 2 for Naomi Alsma in the ball game for the Wildcats. Really got killed inside. Only 2 points in the first half for Paige Lamb. She ends up with 14 points in the second half, including the overtime. She had 8 in the overtime, and she was the difference. They got it into the big girl inside, and that was definitely the game plan. She ends up with 16 points before she fouls out of the ball game with just seconds left. 14 points for Abby Rupp now. She drilled 3 3-point baskets in the ball game. 15 for Megan Murphy, and she had a nice second half too. She got 12 of those in the second half. 7 points for Anna Nielsen, 2 for Maya Ellis, and 6 points for Regan Briggs, and that was the scoring for the Verona Wildcats. But disappointing loss again, but it's still a great competitive game against a very good team that shows you belong with the elite teams. Now you just got to learn how to close those games out. A couple of games that they lost, like with Notre Dame game up in Green Bay, and then this one, games that probably should have got taken care of, and Waupun winning in regulation, but again kind of folding during that full court pressure. So I hope you enjoyed the broadcast today. Thanks to Jeff Sauer for being here with his video equipment. Always does a great job, and we're going to have him along for all of our postseason games, which start with hockey coming up on Thursday night. 7 o'clock game against Oregon, down in Oregon for the Waupun Warrior hockey team. He'll be bringing you that game, and then Randy and I will get him out of Florida, so he'll be joining me coming up next week for all the postseason boys and girls games from teams from all over the area. But we'll be covering all of the Lady Warriors basketball games and hopefully right on to the state tournament. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Disappointing ending to it. They lose by 4 in overtime, 62-58 to the Wildcats of Verona. And this has been Waupun Lady Warrior basketball on RP Sports. Have a great night.
HomeandAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeandAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at HomeandAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the home and family your first stop at HomeandAuto.com. We make you feel at home at Homan.